Biggest challenge for Africa in physical terms is the infrastructure. Infrastructure is still a problem. We haven't built enough roads, we haven't built enough good quality roads, we haven't built enough airports.
It's a question of ownership and the question of vision, and this is something that it's very difficult to bring in from the outside. I've seen this in, also in my experience in other parts of the world. Policies can be implemented much easier if there is a common understanding what is the goal, what do we want to achieve, if it can be translated in a way that the common man and the common woman in the street understands why certain measures are being taken, that there is not a distinction between those up there want this and we don't get anything.
The biggest challenge facing the private sector throughout most of Africa is finding skilled managers who act in a very entrepreneurial way and who are able to build products that the rest of the world wants to purchase.
One of the clear points or opportunities that face certain African countries is the gap in yields. So there are particular countries which are so far behind in their agricultural yields that if they were able to catch up and close that gap between their country's yields and other African countries or other countries in the world, that would in itself boost food production.
There's three major challenges, whether you are in East Africa, West Africa or South Africa. Number one, leadership. I mean leadership, both the government side, the public sector space, and also in the private sector. Number two, institutions, weak institutions. Number three, corruption.
China is coming in with a lot of financing for development projects. They're playing a very key role in building out Africa's infrastructure. But in many countries, the local populations are ambivalent about the role of China. The other dilemma, ironically, is the dilemma of democracy. And that complicates things. It doesn't mean that democracy is bad. It just means that you're managing constituencies that have very diverse interests. The third dilemma or issue that needs to be managed is the issue of sustainable growth. Do it in such a way that you're balancing your consumption with the long-term interests of the world and future generations.